Hello, guys. This is my first time recording DCS. I found a secret way to do it, and I feel pretty good about it. Um, I'm not sure if I'm going to do much talking, um, but I can kind of explain a few things here and there. Breaking some rules here. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. Pretty cloudy out. It's really, really hard to dogfight in the clouds. I'm getting the hang of it. Looks like we got a friendly down here. Looks like he might be trying to outrun this hostile aircraft. See if we can get there a little quicker. The beautiful F-16, fully loaded for air-to-air combat. All right, so we're seeing traffic from SAM Site 5 there. We lost a friendly on this display. Let's see if the map tells us anything. Looks like he's still there. I did see a friendly on the map, but I don't see him on my display. This SU-25. So I have to be very careful not to attack him. I'm getting missiles launched. Not sure if it's on me particularly. Yeah, I don't know. We have to be very careful here because we don't see where the ground is. Yeah, we're getting warnings. This might not end well for me. Take off my autopilot. Going pretty fast. Just slow down. Save some fuel. Got the hostile aircraft here. Let's see if we can fly low. We got our friendly aircraft there. Let's come up a bit. I'm gonna shorten. There's my friendly right there. This is the chopper, I think. This aircraft is at 5,000. So we'll stay right here. I think maybe we can lower this threshold. There we go. We got target. Okay, we got a ways to go. He's about 55 miles or nautical miles. I'm not sure which one. Let's make sure we autopilot this height. We're getting painted by the sand. Let's see if we can lower a bit. It's extremely bad conditions. If a mountain comes up in front of me, it's just gonna take me out. Gonna autopilot. Autopilot, hold altitude. Cannot rely on my spidey senses. So it's kind of a battle between cycling between these two sensors for me. The HSD gives me a much larger situational awareness, and then the radar gives me very detailed information. And I really can't tell the difference between friendlies and enemies at this point. If that SU-25 is not uh, producing any sort of friendly tracker of any kind, I'm not going to be able to know if I'm targeting a friendly or an enemy. And the chopper as well is not popping up on there. This for sure is a hostile. I'm trying to lock it, but it won't let me. There we go. Okay, we're still a bit of ways away. Check the master arm is off or on. That would be bad to get to where we're going, and then it's not there. So we have to keep track of the appropriate target if we keep losing track. We can lower a bit of altitude now. We got some good visibility. I'm going to get autopilot here again. And I'm going to make sure I keep this guy in my sight so I don't mix him up with friendlies. Try to get rid of this SAM noise. There we go. Now that I got rid of it, I'm going to level out. I still have my target locked. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep an eye on his direction. So he's heading to the right. So I kind of want to veer my aircraft a bit to the right. So that when I get within a 20-mile range, I'm going to be in front of his heading, which is going to give me the proper trajectory where I'm going to get an earlier launch on him. I want to get the earliest launch I can. My speed is 600. It's really, really fast. I'm burning through some fuel. That's okay. I got fuel to spare. There are friendlies here that need my help. Okay, so this is good. It's a SAM site. Let's see if we can lower our altitude again. Get rid of that sound. Lost track. Let's try to regain track. Got it. It's about as low as I can go comfortably right here. Okay. So now he's moving away. This is a big problem. My missile is going to have to take a lot further to go get him. And then he can turn around and fire on me if I chase him. So he's about 25 miles away, which if he was facing me, I would probably be able to shoot on him about now. I'm not 100% on the exact ranges and everything that these weapon systems can do. Make sure we don't hit the ground. We're going to wait for him to make a mistake coming off the autopilot so we don't crash to the ground. I want to go there. Autopilot altitude again. Come to the right a bit. If he makes me chase him, I'm going to have to break off. I lost him. Regaining. It's not letting me lock him. There you go. I might be able to turn onto him. Let's try it. This is like perfect for him, putting me into his SAM range. Here we go. Gonna get ahead of him. Come fast. Try to get my launch on before I enter SAM range. Once I see that circle increase and the carrot go low, that's good enough for me. I'm gonna completely brake. This is dangerous. We're about 9 miles away. He's got a missile heading towards him. I try to get some distance from him. I got a hit on him. He's dead. All right, there we go. So my fuel is empty, so I'm going to go ahead and release those. Autopilot's set here. Releasing tanks. There we go. Oh, that's right. I have a testing. I have a test macro on right now. It's not the real macro. Let me fix that real quick. Oops. Where would I go here? There we go. So here's an example of one of my macros right here. I have to add 3 back. Actually, it's going to be a hold. Let me get the original. Yeah, sometimes it gives me these warnings and they're super far away. I don't think that's a real threat that's pinging me right now. So he would be over on the left side. So we'd probably see him if he was there. All right, let me get my macros fixed. So I'm looking for this one here. Place that there. Save that. Reopen. And then go ahead and run the macro. There we go. They drop now. Nicely done. There we go. Clean. Let's check the map. Did we protect our people? Perhaps we did. All right, let's go see some more targets. I'm going to turn off my radar here so I can be quiet. We'll wait to get a little bit further away from this SAM site before we get higher altitude again. See, there might not be enemies close enough for us to engage before I run out of fuel. Not enough to turn back, so it's kind of part of the fun of it is see if you can plan your fuel. These guys look like they might be close enough for us. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is a live server. This is through the Inferno server 1. And these are all real people. This right here is a tanker. This is a real person flying the A-10. This is Echo 3 Alpha. That's an AWACS, so it's providing the data for us. The enemies don't go after those targets, at least. All right, let's save us some fuel. Let's get to a higher altitude. Let's go to 8,000 pounds per minute as we rise. I'm going to go to hopefully 20,000 feet. If the vapor altitude for my exhaust is below that, I will come lower. And then if the cloud height is higher than that, I'll come below it so that I have a clear line of sight. Try to stay between 10 and 5 degrees. It's a beautiful day out here. All right, the clouds are being kind to me right now. I can change the brightness here. There we go. Change the brightness so I can see. Very nice. So if you have it on center, the mileage of these circles are a lot easier to use. If it's direct, it's not so easy. And these lines are very, very annoying, but there doesn't seem to be a way to get rid of them. So as we rise altitude, our pounds per minute will lower, so we can do more pounds per minute. There's a lot of pressure issues happening. There's that SAM site again. Go a bit lower. I'm going to come to 4,300 pounds per minute is the most, the least amount of fuel that you can pump to maintain velocity at these higher medium to high altitudes, and medium altitude mostly for these types of jets. So I'm going to do about 4,300 so I don't lose velocity once I'm around 300. And once I'm level, I will readjust. this guy. There we go. Once the targets are in within 40 miles, then I will be worrying about them more so. SAM site again behind us. And just to check, we do not have a vapor trail. And I will turn off the radar. I want to turn off. Ah, no. There we go. Let's take a look what's going on here. So that friendly to my right is a human player. So I'll prioritize him to protect. And there are enemies more this direction, I think. He's at 13,000, 14,000. Hopefully we don't run into each other. Pretty close. Not seeing him. All right, these targets are closer. $40 miles. The nice thing about having autopilot set is if you accidentally come down, you could just let go and straighten out the plane and it'll level out for you. All right. Here we go. Got some juicy targets coming. About perfect for lineup. Once they get to 30 nautical miles, which is going to be in between those two outside circles, I will turn on my radar. And I don't know if that's 40 nautical miles or 40 kilometers, by the way. I do not know. All right, they're coming around to have a look. There we go. So these targets are really close together. So I'm going to do the expand mode. And then I'm going to adjust to enter in front of them. I'm going to try to touch both of them with the target management switch so that I can cycle between them. So you can see I'm cycling between the two targets now. We can see here exactly what they look like in terms of direction. About 26 miles. I'm going to start increasing my velocity. Lost track. Gotta be very careful not to get too close to them if we keep losing track. Is that them? Perhaps is. We've only got one target here. I don't know if there's two targets here. That doesn't seem right. $6,000? Really? There's two targets here. I think those are two separate targets. Do one last check on the map. I don't see any friendlies there. Autopilot's helping me out. I can't get a lock on this one. They're within 10 miles, so I switched to close quarters mode. Launching. I'm going to pull out because I can't tell if I'm locking, which target I'm locking. There he is. Launching. Got him. Head back up to altitude. We got more. I'm only down to, I don't have enough for a long range engagement. For the sake of the video, why not? We're going to come up to their altitude. Gain some velocity. Come on. Wants to go this way. Let's try the other guy. His friend. Taking a shot on him. Turning my countermeasures to auto. We're out of range for the AIM-9 at the moment. We want to make sure if they launch on us, we brake and pop flares. Got one kill. Got to be careful here. Launching. Popping flares. Launch my other one. In dogfight mode. He's hit. Good kill. All right, let's see if we can make it home with our fuel. So we're gonna head a 180. This is a good altitude. We're gonna autopilot for this altitude. We're gonna make turns to 180. Turn a bit more. Radar off. So whenever you lose weapons, you'll always be just a little bit rolling one way or the other. So I have the trim set. I'm always trimming after I launch my weapons. A bit more. Let's see what's going on here. That might be a friendly going after. I wonder if that's a missile he launched there. No. It says 15,000. Is he at 15? Around there. Could have gone and helped him if I was a bit earlier. Oh, I might not make it home in time with my fuel count. All right, let's down to 4,300 pounds. Now, this might not be the most efficient for distance. For time in the air, yes. For distance, perhaps not. I do not have the math for that yet. Eventually I will. Just love looking at the scenery. Let's check our heading. Looks okay. Let's see. Long journey home. Definitely gonna hit bingo. Normally in this server, if you see an aircraft like that with the two vapor trails, that's probably a tanker. I'm not good enough to refuel yet. That's a really tough task. That Echo 3 is the AWACS, friendly AWACS. I believe the AE is ground based. I'm not sure. I think there's a couple of ground SAMs over there, and they'll come up as targets or RWR. Looks like that SU-25 was it? Yeah, this guy, I think he survived that. That's a human player. That's another F-16. I personally don't like to fly higher than the vapor barrier. I think that you wouldn't do it in real life. It's just my opinion. I could be wrong. All right, we're looking good for our approach. I think we're doing pretty good on fuel. But not wasting it. The clouds might make it hard to land. We shall see. Lima Charlie. You know, when you play on a server like this where there's no restarting, I mean, you can restart the plane, but you can't just back out, back bin type thing. It's like, it's much more hardcore. Every little thing that you haven't learned yet, it's gonna come out. Oh my goodness. Am I gonna be able to see the runway? I'm gonna come out from the ocean. Let's go ahead and make our way down. So I cut the throttle 100%, and then I turn on my my air brakes. You don't want to go below about 250 knots. And you want to keep an eye on the R. The R is the relative altitude. So if a mountain's going to pop up and hit you, it's going to be on the R, which is the relative altitude. About between 5 to 3,000. I'm getting locked from an F-14. Between 5 and 3,000. So since it's low visibility, we'll do 5,000. Actually, we'll see if we can get the 3,000 here. See the ground? Let's do 3,000. And we'll hold that altitude there. So we're on autopilot altitude hold. And it does not want to hold. There we go. I think this is better. About 1,800. Let's check the runway, make sure there's nobody that's going to be taking off or landing. All right, I gotta worry about this SU here. All right, he's getting out of the way. Let's go for it. So I've still got my air brakes on. They seem to be fine. Lost sight of the runway. There it is. All right. So try not to be this slow. I've got to come up a little bit. There we go. Landing gear down. It's important. We're going to do our lights too. Turn autopilot off. Landing lights. This is good. And now what you want to do is that center reticle that has a circle on it, you want to place that where you're going to be landing. And that's where the aircraft is going to impact the ground. So you want to put that at the position on the runway that you want to impact. Flare just a tad, just before. And nice. We're going to use our wheel brakes, so our air brakes are still on. We're at 0 throttle, and then I'll use my wheel brakes to kind of do the rest. And I'll pick an open spot here. Oh, this guy came out of nowhere. All right, going a little too fast for that one. Oh, I need to change nose wheel steering. My computer's having a hard time. It usually struggles when I hit the ground.